Welcome to Promote Black Authors. My guest today is Anna L. Raleigh. We're going to go to a different planet. Prepare yourself. But if you're a Black author, go to promoteblackauthors.com as well as download our mobile app in your Android as well as your Apple Store to be a guest on our broadcast. Anna L. Raleigh, thank you for being a guest on Promote Black Authors.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're journeying to a different planet. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, Earth Awakening, sci-fi romance, and yes, my characters are on a new planet. It's EERTH. They had to leave this Earth because it was dead, and they think they're the only beings on that planet, but they're not. And that's where the adventure comes in.
All right. So, how did you come up with this story plot? First of all, we're leaving the great planet of Earth and we're going to another Earth.
I knew I wanted to write. Yes, I'm sorry. I knew I wanted to write a love story. I knew that, but I wanted it to be different. And on my drive to work, I had a 45-minute commute. And on that drive, I just kept thinking, what can be different? How can I tell this love story? And so I took them off of Earth completely and made their adventure new and fresh.
Oh wow, I'm curious. What love lessons did they learn on another planet, and can we have those love lessons here on Earth?
But they faced the same difficulties we face here. It was, discrimination, and
Uh,
the natives of that planet does not want them together. So that's why my two characters have to hide out and be on a journey and an adventure just to be in love.
would you know what? Now, I know it's a book, but just from hearing you talk about it, it seems like I'd want to see this as a movie.
Just about everybody that has read it so far told me that they was like, it plays out like a movie.
Hmm.
So I can see it. I hopefully from everybody's mouth to God's ears.
Right. Well, listen, how did you come up with the characters that you have in the book, Searching for Love?
So my characters, I knew I wanted my main female character to be strong, but I wanted her to be able to be gentle with her love interest. Their names, though, the character names, I
Mhm.
use a lot of my students' names because I have always been a lover of unique and different names, and I would just write down my students who I love their names I had never heard before, and I use them in my book.
Oh wow! Now, did you tell them, or will they find out when they read the book?
Some of my students I do let them know, and most of the characters are my side characters.
Mhm.
My main characters I made up their names, but the other ones I use and I let them know I'm using your name in my book. So,
All right. So I'm curious, since this is a platform for authors, we kind of want to give
mhm.
some advice for authors too. So, what's your favorite platform to publish your book?
I do publish on Amazon with Amazon, so Indie Publish, and I love all of the because I am a creative person, so I love being able to have that creative control over
Hmm.
what is going to be in my book, how it's going to be, all of the formatting, the cover, everything falls on me, and it's my decision. So I love that aspect of indie publishing.
And when you say Amazon, the is it Kindle Direct Publishing that you use? KD Publishing?
Yes, KDP.
KDP.
Yes,
Perfect.
Kindle Direct Publishing. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, you know what? Another question actually is, um, what advice do you have for authors that are
Oh no, you're
writing?
breaking up.
What advice do you have for authors that are writing fiction books that are trying to have all these characters in their head and they're like, "Well, what am I going to do with all these characters? What advice do you have for them to kind of um, format them, not structure them in a way that it'll make sense in a book?"
I definitely outline. I outline everything. And you're right, I do have a ton of different characters in my head, not just for this book, but for other books. So I outline and I make sure that I make notes in for each character each book.
Now,
Outlining for me,
have you ever been writing?
definitely.
Have you ever been writing a book and fleshing out characters, but then like out of nowhere, another character come, you like, oh, this is gonna be a good character for another book. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, I mean, not just another character will pop in, just a totally different genre. Like I was writing in my the sequel to Earth Awakening,
Mhm.
and a poem popped into my head. I had to stop, write the poem down, and then come back and started writing my
Wow.
story. So yes, the creativity never stops; it just keeps going. And so you just pause, make that note, make an outline, and keep moving.
All right. Well, you listen, what's next for you?
So what's next for me? I am writing a fantasy novel in a shared world. A group of 8 Black authors, female authors, came together in a shared world, and we're creating different stories. And so that fantasy book should be coming out middle of next year.
All right. And where can our listeners and viewers go to connect with you today?
So my website is alrileyauthor.com, and my social media handles are at alriley4, the number 4. And so
All
that's where I could be found.
all right. Anna L. Raleigh, thank you so very much for being a
Thank
guest
you.
today on Promote Black Authors.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Now go to promoteblackauthors.com as well as download our mobile app in your app store. Promote Black Authors in Android and Apple. Download it today.